This is my review on Batman from 1989, starring Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. You know, I admit I have gone back and forth with my opinions time to time on certain movies or shows. Well, not shows, just movies, come to think of it. Or it may be like one show or two. It may be about it, but yeah, I did it because I feel like I more say something about something than some other stuff sometimes. So let's say something that changed my mind. You know, wanna know what I've noticed? Nobody really gives 10 out of 10 anymore if something's good. They just give it as something's at least entertaining enough to be a 10 out of 10, but not if it's actually good. So that's what I'm going to do with this movie. Giving it a 10 out of 10 not because it's good, but because it's dumb fun. And the same goes for the sequel, Batman Returns. I give it 10 out of 10 because it's dumb fun, not because it's actually good. And I give that for Batman and Robin and Batman Forever because it's dumb fun, not because it's actually good. Or makes sense at all. Like Catwoman movie from 2005. So, on scale quality of good, it's a 5 out of 10. But on a scale dumb fun, which is what I'm giving it for, which is what it needs to be a 10 out of 10 on the scale, to be exactly a 10 out of 10. On the scale dumbest of funs, this franchise is a 10 out of 10. From Batman to Batman, Robin, and yeah, same goes for Batman Returns and Batman Forever. All just dumb fun. Makes not a lick of sense or faithful to the character, or even really good storytelling at all. It's actually pretty much garbage, the story. Batman has little to do with in all four films. Batman has little to do with the plot, and you can barely take him seriously because he sucks at being a hero so much. Heck, he couldn't even kill the Joker with the bullets or missiles, but he could kill with the bat was tying him to a gargoyle and let the gargoyle do all the little work of taking the Joker's life. One could argue Michael Keaton's Batman is as incompetent at times when it comes to fighting villains and saving civilians as Seth Rogen's Green Hornet is at being competent at being Batman as Seth Rogen is competent at being the Green Hornet. In terms of being competent, good at his job, which otherwise he's not really. Val and George are much better, but they had to take in consideration that these are the same Batman as Keaton's Batman. And you have to wonder when exactly did he stop killing for the thrill of it, and not because it was the right thing, but just because it's fun for him. That's what that Michael Keaton smile tells me when he blows up people. And, the Schumacher cover of Batman Forever was going to address that problem, but the theatrical cut kind of got added out for the theatrical version, for the final cut of the film. That was released theatrically. So, Yeah. I feel good giving this franchise a 10 out of 10 for being stupid, nonsense, stupid people. For campy, stupid fun, stupid, stupid. It's kind of like the Adam West Batman series, but what's absent is the main character being important, relevant to the plots of his stories. Is what this franchise feels like. And it lacks, somehow makes less sense than the campy logic of the Adam West run. Makes it even stupider when you think about it, because it makes less sense. I mean, a fucking giant rubber ducky with wheels, the Penguin rides, and Batman returns. And Batman actually says when he's beating up a woman, he says, high fiber, eat floor. Too stupid not to be funny. Yes. Keaton's Batman's the kind of Batman has more cheesy one-liners than Adam West could fit in a lunchbox. Or that Robin wished she had. Burt Ward's Robin. And in fact, once we get to Batman Returns, there's a little reference to Burt Ward's Batman as Schumacher decides to have Chris O'Donnell take on the identity of Burt Ward's Robin for a brief moment, just so he can say holy into a sentence as a catchphrase. And I love how Val Kilmer's Batman even thinks that's even his reaction. He saying holy in a sentence is weird as a catchphrase. Saying holy a lot he had no idea what he was talking about until Robin stopped speaking regular English instead of the Burt Ward English of comic book language. And so I love these dumb movies. And the dumbest one of all has to go with fucking Batman, the first one. Making it the best of them. Because it's the dumbest and most absurd. Even more than Indiana Jones and the King of the Crystal Skull. But hey, that's what all of these movies are in a nutshell. More absurd and more nuts and more bizarre than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, that smash hit classic of a film. I think we all can agree with is the superior Indiana Jones movie. Next to Raiders of the Lost Ark. Last Crusade. The one with Sean Connery. Oh no, let's talk about the plot. The plot is not really important, but the plot is very straight up retarded and dense. For all four of these movies. And how did they connect? I don't know. They build on each other well? More or less. But that's why this Batman Returns is so magical and special, and why this gets a 10 out of 10. This entire franchise, all four movies still. Batman, Batman Returns, and Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin, the final one. And Michael Keaton's Batman is going to return in the Flash movie, so maybe he'll put some light on the depressing topic of destroying time with his cheesy one-liners and his delicious, over-the-top acting as he smiles when he takes a life on the big screen again in the Flash movie titled The Flash. I look forward to seeing you manslaughter people in cold blood, Keaton. Bring on the carnage! Kill the world! Keaton, as Batman. Do what Batman does best. Kill people. Your Batman does the best at killing people, so embrace that side. And smile. Do it with a smile. Now, is this any of these faithful to the comics of Batman? Oh, fuck no. The villains, on the other hand, is a little interesting. The villains, on the hand, do feel faithful in the comics, but a different take on the comics. Like an Elseworld take on the, except for Joker. And Mr. Freeze. And Poison Ivy. They feel like they're pretty much stripped right out of the comic book panels. And the rest feel like Elseworld takes on the characters that played the villains. You know, Catwoman, Penguin, Bane, and Two-Face, and Riddler. Now, I know some people might disagree with Riddler, saying he's complete comic book big accurate. But that's not entirely true, is it now? I'm just saying, if he was entirely straight out from the comics, he would have taken more inspiration from, what I'm trying to say is, I feel like Jim Carrey is the poor man's version of Adam West's Riddler. And didn't brought anything new to the table to do with it, outside of a different costume that's less faithful and has zero purple worked into the costume. I think that's enough said. And that's why I think he's the worst Riddler I've ever. Because he doesn't do... Yeah, there's plenty of elements that from the Adam West run. But... which is real... But he doesn't do anything different. He doesn't really go really over the top. Like you expect Jim Carrey to go over the top with. I mean, there is that scene when he destroys the Wayne Manor in the sabotaged Wayne Manor within the Batcave when he goes over the top. And he feels like he's like high. He's creating his his own character version of the Riddler. But there's not enough scenes like that at all after that. Before or after that. Wait, I take it back. Actually, once he destroys the Batcave, come to think of it, he starts acting more... He starts playing with the role a bit. And that's when I started really liking once he's destroyed the Batcave, once he fully embraced the madness, and started going full Jim Carrey like Riddler. And that's what I kind of liked about... That's when he started growing on me, okay? This happens about at halfway point, you know? I think, or third act when that happens, he destroys Batcave is when it happens later in the movie, so I mean, there was that scene when he, like, when he first turns on the machine. I did like that. When he first turns on the machine, and he reads the brainwaves of his boss and absorb it. And I honestly think that was the best part of his performance, that one scene. Because he just doesn't go more over the top after that scene. Even when he does go over the top when he's destroying the Batcave, he doesn't go really out of control Jim Carrey like you would expect Jim Carrey when he was young to do in the 90s, you know? And the other times he feels like he's playing it too straight. I feel like he's playing it too... I feel like probably not his fault. It's probably Schumacher wanted him to do it. Look, probably this made more sense in the Schumacher cut of the film. His performance might made more sense. But in this cut of the film, the theatrical cut that got released, that we know and come to know to this day, gives it, how do I say, Jared Leto vibe. Like, not Jared Leto from not Jared Leto from Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Jared Leto from Suicide Squad. The first one. Where, you know, you're not really sure what is this person doing, and you're not really sure if this person knows what he's doing, where he wants to take the character, how he wants to play the character. So, he's saying mixed signals to me is what I'm trying to say, Jim Carrey, like Jared Leto did with Suicide Squad as the Joker. Like, how he's playing, how he's, like, performing it, it's giving me mixed signals, like, to point, I'm not really sure I can actually pinpoint what his identity is. So I think I had more trouble with Jim Carrey than I did with Jared Leto as the Joker. Trying to figure out what his identity was. And what he was trying to get at. Get out of the script, I mean. For his character, so... Jared always just struck me as a player, a pimp. And in love, yeah. And in love with Harley Quinn. His Joker. Jim Carrey, I'm not really sure what he's doing with the Riddler. So yeah, this probably is going to upset people. Yeah, but I think that the worst Batman villain on this big screen before the Batman came out was always the Riddler on the big screen. This Riddler. Not the 66 movie with the Riddler. Was out in Adam West. No, this Riddler from 1995, Batman Forever. It was 1995, 96. I've been up for a while, okay? Yeah, I still stand by that, give these movies a 10 out of 10. And that's it. Bye. Oh, subscribe, like this video.